Hi everyone, I'm Phoebe Chongchua, founder of Live Fit Films. This is How Fit Is Your Brand? A lot of companies we see out there have weak, flabby messaging, which equates to nothing more than what we call junk food jargon. What do we mean by junk food jargon? We're talking about buzzwords or phrases, taglines, slogans that really don't amount to much. In other words, they don't help the consumer. So you're never really going deep enough to learn about the company so that a consumer can decide, do I want to use this company's product, service, or brand? We are veteran TV journalists here at Live Fit Films who look for stories and angles with a news hook to create lean, strong storytelling and what we call a fit brand. That's what's going to attract consumers today, because consumers today are very different, as you'll see in this presentation. Let's take a look and meet the post-consumer. The post-consumer is someone entirely different from the consumer in years past. The post-consumer is self-reliant. They trust thyself, meaning they're trusting their own opinions. They're, of course, also turning to their friends and social networks, including looking at internet reviews. But first and foremost, they're going to do their research on their own. And that means they're seeking information, which is one of the number one reasons why they go to the internet. They go to the internet to find knowledge, to decide on whether or not to use a product, service, or company. These post-consumers use multiple forms of technology, which enables them to gain the resources and the information they need. And believe me, they know how to get it instantly. They also talk, blog, post reviews, and regular posts about experiences with the companies and products and businesses that they use. Now, the post-consumer doesn't buy strictly based on a 20% more or 20% savings rhetoric. They're looking for real information, knowledge, and resources as to why they should purchase or shop at a particular store. The post-consumer desires credible messages with valuable and meaningful information. In other words, they want knowledge, they want to be entertained, and they want something that provides a solution and an answer to the question that they have, which is why they came online. The post-consumer reach is quite amazing. They often will review your work, online sites. They'll spread their opinions throughout their networks. Giving you an example is right here to the right, where we had posted this photo at Marikal Design and Remodeling. And then you can see one of their clients actually responded by saying, not only did we have the home remodeled once, but 3 times by this company. And that's how happy they were with the work that they're willing to share it. So they will share their stories via social media. They're going to try to influence others by what they're posting, whether they're doing it intentionally or unintentionally. That's what it amounts to when they post their opinions on sites. And they will use photos, posts throughout social media. YouTube is the number 2 search engine, so this is where you want to be. You want to be where your audience, where your consumers are. Then you need to align, target, create, and saturate the market with your brand messaging, and it has to be strong and fit to make it make sense to the end user. You want to use targeted video news stories and articles to answer post-consumer questions, and to deliver stories that consumers are wondering and hoping to see in order to get knowledge and information. You need to be omnipresent. This means you really need to be in many, many places. Now, I know there's a tremendous amount of social media, so you don't have to try to be all over the place in every single social network, but you better have a strong, omnipresent presence across most of the sites where your consumers are shopping and looking for information and or socializing and networking. You absolutely, if you get nothing else out of this, must continue or begin to deliver us a continuous stream of resourceful, quality content. Brand journalism, we define it as a multifaceted journalistic approach to creating compelling quality content for multimedia distribution, which then educates and or informs in order to attract and or retain customers. So that's a whole lot of talk, but here's basically what it is. It's content marketing or custom media that was created for your company, about your company, but even more than that, about your brand and industry. So you do it by creating video news stories. And there's various styles, everything from a short news story to a minute-long story, a mini documentary, a profile, a testimonial, a sales piece. You create articles in the same way. You blast them out to social media. You put them on TV, radio, print, your website, electronic messaging, podcasting. You can use them in newsletters, white papers, ebooks, for case studies. Here's a screenshot that focuses on the early adopters at more than half, 52% adopting to use video as video marketing. And I contend that brand journalism specifically works the best when you can create a news story from the content that you are trying to push out. You will have a greater level of credibility and you will have a greater level of interest. Again, one of the most important messages here, though, is consistency. If you put out one video and then you don't put out another video news story for 3 months, you're not going to have much of a following. You must continue to push out content regularly, and that has to support your social media sites. So that means you have to be on your Twitter accounts, on your Tumblr, on your Facebook, on YouTube. And this is critically important in order to connect with consumers, to continue to inform them, engage with them, and ultimately build loyal fans. Take a look and watch this video. It's about a minute long, and this was actually a story that we placed on TV for a TV flight for a client, the San Diego Culinary Institute. This is a 1-minute spot, which is often being done nowadays. Sometimes they do 2 minutes, 2.5, but a 1 minute works very well for a video news story. What I want you to note about this is that it really is a news story. There's information in it, there's testimonial, but it's still centered around storytelling. And this worked very well for them to increase their traffic and awareness, not only on TV, but in social media platforms too, because this 1-minute piece is archived to the web. They're on their way to becoming chefs and maybe owning restaurants.
What I love about it the most is you're cooking every day. They show you what to do, and then you go do it yourself. You learn through your hands and through experiences.
Cooking is only part of the necessary tools needed to be successful. That's why the San Diego Culinary Institute's cooking program includes a 2-week entrepreneurship seminar.
The thing that brought me to the program actually was the business side.
The students learn about profits and loss, marketing, restaurant design, kitchen operations, menu design and pricing, and food buying and inventory.
The reason why I came to this one is because it is smaller. You do get your own stations. You do cook every day.
They make presentations and learn from chefs and their peers.
Being in the program gives me that extra strength or that extra push to keep moving forward, just because you feel reinforced in the knowledge you gain here.
I love this school.
Learn more about becoming a chef. Visit sandiegoculinary.edu. I'm Phoebe Chong-Chua for Live Fit Magazine. A fit brand equals a healthy company. A brand that has lean and strong storytelling is pure and simple a fit brand. However, we do note that all too often the brand messaging from the company or the public relations firm is simply flabby and weak and filled with junk food jargon. So that's buzzwords that aim to please, but ultimately leave the consumer with little true understanding of the company and its brand. It's often what we say akin to eating junk food. There's something to chew on, and it's got a bit of taste and flavor, but in the end, it simply leaves the consumer with empty calories and an unsatisfied feeling. Your brand messaging must tell a complete, compelling, and meaningful story that consumers can digest and then want to come back for seconds. Here's a quick look at some of the services that we offer. We are a complete multimedia service agency focusing on brand journalism via video news stories, article writing and marketing, news releases, copywriting, public relations, social media, website management, media buys for TV flights, and what we call quarterback consulting, strategic marketing for the overall campaign. Every company can build its own media company. I hope that you've gotten that message up to this point. 75% of corporations are now shifting advertising budgets from ads to branded content. That comes from Custom Content Marketing, a 2011 survey. Ultimately, they're using branded content for these top 3 reasons. See if they resonate with you. To educate customers at 49%, retain customers 26%, and enhance brand loyalty 14%. Those are pretty good reasons to right now watch this video and get 5 tips to get started with your custom brand journalism content. Thanks for your time. We hope that you'll give us a call. 858-259-3646 is how you reach us by phone. info@livefitfilms.com. And also online at youtube.com/livefitfilms.